Hello and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host Ilene, and on this week's program, our guests discuss the Reichert House Youth Academy and their successful programs for young men in our community. And our featured guest shares his journey from the Reichert House to a visit to the White House and onward for a positive future. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. The Reichert House Youth Academy is well recognized for their success in preparing young men for a positive life and future. To tell us more, I'm pleased to introduce my guest, John Alexander Jr., Executive Director of the Reichert House Youth Academy, and Anthony Ransom, graduate of the Reichert House. And it's wonderful to have you both here, John and Anthony. And
wonderful to be here.
Thank you very much. And I congratulate you, Anthony, on all your many achievements and successes that we're going to be talking about. And you, John, on leading the Reichert House so many years. How long have you been Executive Director?
Took over the organization in 2010. Was named interim. I've been with the organization since 2003. So
that's a good history.
Yeah.
And when were you at the Reichert House, Anthony?
I began the program, I believe, in 2014.
Okay.
And I graduated in this past June.
Just this past June.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Well, and you've achieved a lot in those few years.
Yes.
I know, and now at Santa Fe College. But let us understand, we say the Reichert House Youth Academy, we all think everyone must know that. But give us some of the history, John. Take us back to the beginning.
Well, Reichert House was started in 1987. You had our current police chief, Tony Jones, that everyone knows.
Yes, and loves.
You also had the late Mr. Richard Baxter, who was a counselor with the Corner Drug Store.
Mm-hmm.
These two men noticed that they were arresting the same young men over and over. And so the concept of the Reichert House was to create a platform to close what they considered to be the revolving door. Give these young men an opportunity to stop the cycles that they were seeing from day to day. And from there, Rosa B. Williams, the founder and chairperson of Black on Black Crime Task Force, joined in the efforts and And thus came the Reichert House Youth Academy years later. So the program is still going very strong. Mr. Richard Baxter passed away, unfortunately, but his legacy and his work and his efforts lives on in those that were able to continue the venue down the road.
Indeed, and Chief Jones still, overseeing, doing what he can. Rosa Williams still there, leading the way as a community activist and a wonderful woman. And lots of positive. Tell us more about the programs, just kind of an overview of what it's like.
So the program originally just started for high school students, but over the years we evolved. Now we have elementary students as well. And this venture we took on a couple of years ago after we noticed that by the time the students were coming to us in sixth grade,
right,
a lot of them are already, far
having
behind and having behavior problems and academic problems. And so we decided to go a little lower to really combat the pipeline to prison studies that were prevalent that looked at third grade state standardized tests and socioeconomic status and behavior patterns, and it gave a projection on if they would need a prison bed for that student by the time he was 18 years old.
Right.
And so
you could predict
right.
that.
Yeah.
So the elementary program was the total opposite of risk factors. It was a measure of protective factors. Program is going strong. We built a new campus in 2014 for those students.
Congratulations.
Have well over 30 elementary students attending a day.
Right.
And got a lot of energy. But we also have a middle school program and a high school program. We do a lot of life skill development, character development, employability skills, trying to get these young men on track to do something after high school, rather it's post-secondary education, military workforce, or serving
Showing them
community.
there's opportunity.
That's right.
Right, mentoring. And how did the two of you meet?
Well, that's the quite great story. I first saw him at my uncle's wedding. I believe that was 6 years back, 6 years ago. That's when I first saw him. But I first actually had a conversation with him when I moved here to Gainesville back in 2014. Because
You and your mom.
Right, because I was interested in doing some work in the community. And our pastor told me that John was the person to talk to. So I saw him on stage. He looked like he was trying to direct the choir or something like that, and I walked up to him and we just started talking, and he talked to me about the Reichert House Youth Academy, and that summer I got involved, and then that's where it all began.
That all began and changed
long
everything,
journey.
as you
Yeah.
have said, a game changer for you.
Right.
And we're going to talk much more about that. We're just going to take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about the Reichert House Youth Academy with John Alexander Jr. and Anthony Ransom. And John and Anthony, now we know how you met, and that Reichert House was a game changer for you.
Right.
And John, it's a game changer for a lot of the young men that you have helped throughout the years. Or tell us some of the experiences, some of the ways that you direct these young men.
I think one of the most unique aspects about Reichert House is we did a presentation for one of the former secretaries of the Department of Juvenile Justice here in the state of Florida. And he told Chief Jones, he said, well, I could probably duplicate your program throughout the state of Florida, but I cannot duplicate the staff that you have. Very unique mix of people and individuals that's mixed with professionalism and a passion beyond paycheck type mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a unique element of Reichert House is you're going to get a mixture of mentorship, guidance, love, nurturing, also professional development, and all these different things that sometimes you would have to go to multiple organizations
to find this.
To find it. Some way, somehow, throughout the years, we've been able to concoct this one unique flavor inside of Reichert House Youth Academy. And so I think that alone allows our staff members, men and women, to reach the heart of some of the young people. It's a stroke of hope.
Right.
That they can't really get from, and Anthony's can kind of attest to.
No, you're
that,
right. It is one of your successes. But I see what you mean. It's unique. You can't clone this because the people make it so. The people that are under that Reichert House roof, and look at Anthony giving young men self-esteem and confidence and the ability to succeed. And at Reichert House, you were a success. You have been now. And in high school, Gainesville High School. I went to Gainesville High School, so we were talking about that.
Hurricanes.
Go Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Yes. Would you have said before Reichert House you were a good student? How would you define yourself?
Oh, no. I wasn't interested in school at all. School was not my strong suit. I was a basketball player. I was an athlete. I played football. I played soccer. I played baseball.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. But my focus at the time was not on school.
Tell me about student government at Reichert House, John.
Well, student government was something that historically has been a part of the program. When the founders were there, they taught leadership, cultivation, and for a while, the program the student government aspect was put on the back burner because we were really focused on life after high school and different aspects. And then Anthony came along. He had the bright idea to revive it and bring it back. And so,
well done.
Well, it was certainly a lot of work. But at the end of the day, when I had all my guys together, we certainly, we took good pictures together. For one, we certainly complement each other well.
Right.
Yeah.
I was proud with my husband, Harvey Budd, to attend the fundraiser at Commissioner Craig Carter's home.
Yes.
And you're right. Everyone was well spoken. I learned a lot. And it was a significant fundraiser for you.
It was. We established the first budget for that student government, so it was a huge night for us all.
And very special. And I congratulate you on that achievement and everyone associated with it. And we have much more to talk about. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're talking about the Reichert House Youth Academy and more things that came your way, Anthony. Think about Gainesville High School and a special achievement there.
Yes. Go Hurricanes. That's all I can say.
Yes.
But
my school.
I know. But I did get the great honor of being the recipient of the 2016 Principals Leadership Award. And
that is the highest award.
The highest
someone can achieve there.
Right. It's the highest leadership award a student can obtain at GHS. And I felt so honored. Because it really proved to me that people are always watching, and I was never, the superstar on campus, but because of how I carried myself on campus and because of what I did out in the community, that really ultimately got me that award.
Congratulations, and well deserved.
Thank you.
And John, well, you know how well deserved that is for Anthony. Tell me about other awards that have come his way.
Well, every year at the Reichert House, at our annual baccalaureate ceremony, we recognize a student that have exemplified the highest level of leadership. Knowing him personally and from the Reichert House as well, I got a chance to see the backdrop, what life is like for him trying to juggle and balance all of the things that he was a part of. And when it came down to it, there was no question about it that Anthony Ransom deserved the Student of the Year award for Reichert House, not only for his leadership of his peers, but his innovation, his ability to have vision well beyond his years as a young man and have a heart for his community. And that alone really stood out to the staff and all of the people affiliated with the program. So he was a recipient of the 2016 Student of the Year award.
Sitting right there, right?
Yeah, but I personally got a chance to select that for him and spent some time trying to make it special for him.
Well, I know
Very
you
nice.
achieved that. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And
it looks lovely.
I know, and for inspiring others.
Right.
That was part of it, that you are inspiring others as you go forward in life. And then something very significant took place this summer, July 2016.
Oh,
First,
yes.
you've been an intern with the Gainesville Chamber of Commerce.
Since April.
Right,
Yeah.
since April. That's quite a great accomplishment.
Great honor.
Yeah. And that led you to the Beating the Odds Summit
Yes.
and to Washington, D.C. Explain
Yes.
about that. Share it with us.
Oh, in such little time, it's hard.
I know.
But it was simply an amazing opportunity. I had the opportunity to be with the First Lady and so many other White House directors and staff, the U.S. Education Secretary,
Wow.
and it was just amazing.
Now,
the highlight
go on.
The highlight for me was I had the opportunity to be in the same room as a vast, diverse community of young people who are so intelligent, my age, who did so many things out in the community, and it was just remarkable to see all that innovation and all that intelligence in the same room.
All together. And to know that you were part of it. That was
Exactly.
my question. How many were there and what was it like? And you've just answered that.
Yes. And another very, very significant thing about it was there were a large population of African American and other minority young people, which was amazing.
Because
I've never seen it before in my life.
Right, saying we are achievers.
Right.
We can do it. Others can do that.
Exactly.
And our First Lady, Michelle Obama,
She's
speak
lovely.
about that.
Yeah, she is lovely. She's quite tall, but she is truly an amazing woman, and certainly an amazing role model for so many young women to look up
Yes.
to.
Sent you a letter.
She did.
A prized possession for you, I know.
She did. I need to get a
We're going to
frame
get that
for
framed.
it.
Yeah, we're going to get that framed.
Yeah.
And now, so she was the first in her family to attend college.
She was.
Yes. That is where you're headed. Well, you're at Santa Fe College. You're
Exactly.
moving on. So you share that with Michelle Obama.
Right.
And what did she say to you? What were the words you took away from the encounter?
Well, what really stood out to me was she continued to say, don't be afraid to ask for help. Because as even the most successful people in this world need other people to get to where they're at.
We need to ask for help and assistance.
Right, so
we need to be there for each other.
Exactly. So she gave some amazing advice. And
oh, what a remarkable opportunity and a great memory.
Also, the burgers at the Reichert House are divine. Okay.
I love it. I guess I'll never know, so thank you for sharing that one.
Hopefully this guy right here can run for president, and
I gotta keep producing young men like this here, so I'll let him
lead the way.
Great escape. Yeah. Great escape.
I think you both are outstanding. And stay with us. We'll be right back. We're talking about the Reichert House Youth Academy. And such good stories of your trip to Washington, D.C., Anthony. I'm still thrilled about that for you. And John, what is next for Reichert House?
Well, Reichert House has been around since '87, as we've already discussed, and so we've been doing after school and school day prevention. Mm-hmm. What's next for us is we realize in order for some of these young men to succeed, they're going to have to be extracted out of their environment. And
right. So because every night they're going back to that negative. They're
going back to it, and so we're looking at a possible scenario of a boarding residential facility, not to take away from Alachua County School District, but to partner with them.
Right.
And do some sort of partnership there. But we just want to provide an atmosphere that the success that we've seen during the after school hours at Reichert House, what if we're able to multiply that and go to a full day program, which we currently have something similar called Outpost that we're working with the school district on.
Right now, right.
Yes, yeah.
So that is one of your goals, and right now you have elementary, middle, high school.
Yeah,
right?
Elementary, middle, and high school. We cover 31 schools a day we pick up every single day.
Wow.
Bring them to Reichert House. They get afternoon tutoring, life skills, character development. They get a full course meal every single night. The Black on Black Crime Task Force, Ms. Rosa, is there. She was there tonight serving. And we take every kid home to their doorsteps, and so that's what we currently do, but we realize the need for our services have to be expanded to give these kids a chance.
But just to accomplish all that, about how many people in your staff? I mean, you're working double time.
Oh yeah, we put in a lot of hours. This passion above paycheck is our motto. And we put in tons of hours, countless of hours, with a mixture of full-time and part-time staff, volunteers, whoever we can get our hands on.
Right, making it all work.
Yeah.
And then Anthony, you are coming back to be a mentor.
Yes.
To give back to the program.
Yes, that's very, very important, especially for all the alumni to do, because the students there need to see a consistent model of what they are trying to get to, so that's
right.
Very, very important. One thing I noticed is that even now after I graduated, the students look up to me even more because they actually see the living success of what they can achieve.
Right.
You know, so that's very
And-
significant. Yeah.
And just knowing that you can be there, to be that uncle like your
Exactly.
uncle, to be that, big brother
Exactly. Right.
that so many young men don't have.
right.
Yeah.
I know
Each
your
and
mother's
every-
quite proud of you.
Oh yes.
And I'm quite proud of you, John, for your years of leadership at the Reichert House. You, Anthony, for all you've achieved, and knowing that you will be continued to be a success in your future, and for making a difference in our community, a true difference that matters to all of us.
Right.
It's an honor.
It is. It really is.
Thank you very much for sharing such important information.
Thank you.
We
Thank you
value
Thank you for
Yes.
having us. Yeah.
Oh,
It's an
my
awesome opportunity.
My pleasure. And I'm so glad that you tuned in, and I hope you'll join us next week. Take care.